Welcome, welcome to the live session, traders. Hope that another trading day. You guys are ready for rock it up for the NY session after the London session, and waiting on everyone to show up here. Hope that the live streaming is being broadcasted properly. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live session, traders. Yep. Still the market is open. We are on the trade. We will be on the trade as the market is open. That's all we need. Welcome to the live session. Thanks for joining here. Okay guys, so we begin another trading week. So looking at gold, as well as also we will be looking at dollar yen, euro dollar coming for another pullback, along with British pound US dollar as well on a key level of support here, which is an important level of support on Gbpjpy USD. So let's look at here on Gbpjpy USD and euro dollar. We will be looking for possible entry opportunity along with gold here. Now gold, we can see that there was a significant bounce with the early market open on gold. You guys have seen that there was a massive breakout to the upside on gold, and with this breakout, if you look at the bigger picture in this market, we can see that this is currently strongly bull market, and we will be looking for potential trading opportunity in this market to see how we can enter throughout the session here. So I'm going to do a complete multi-time frame analysis first of all to find that entry, and then after the multi-time frame analysis we can look for possible entry opportunity, looking at first of all monthly chart to see overall picture in this market. So looking at the monthly price action here on gold, we can see this is the monthly support level, which is key level of monthly support on gold, and with this monthly support retest on gold, we can see that there is sharp break to the upside here. This is the monthly impulse followed by this correction, and we can see another impulse followed by deeper correction here. Now with that monthly impulse, what we can see that this month the market from this support level has made its initial bounce back to the upside here. Now current monthly price action that we can see so far, the first day of trading week, we can see that from this support level there is a sharp break to the upside here. Now with this breakout, that we can see the market currently showing that potentially a bullish impulsive move back to the upside in this market. So as we can see, there is a new monthly open today, expecting that this market to potentially to trend back up here with another aggressive move back to the upside here. Now looking at the weekly chart to see how the market is evolving, we can see that from the weekly perspective here, this is the weekly market from this support level here. Pretty sharp breakout from the weekly. Now first day of the trading week, we can see the market has made its move from this weekly support level to the upside with a very stronger move back to the upside here from the weekly time frame. So that weekly price action, as the market already has shown its initial bounce back to the upside, we can expect this market to possibly now come down for a deeper pullback. That's where we are looking at that potential entry. Gold is stuck in very narrow range on lower time frame. Well, once the gold is here on the lower time frame narrow zone, we can look for entry on the lower time frame, because if the market is ranging, that means it's basically waiting for a possible breakout or breakdown. So if you look at the daily and the 4 hour here, that you can see in this lower time frame, if you guys look at it, you can see this is the 4 hour time frame where there was a pretty sharp bearish engulfer formation in this 4 hour time frame. And that 4 hour bearish engulfer, if you look at, we can see there is a massive drop here in this lower time frame on the 4 hour chart, expecting that this market to possibly come back below further to this support level here. So therefore that we can expect now the market to come back for a deeper drop, and that's where our potential entry. I'm looking at the daily support level here today, and if the market come back to this daily support where the market, if you look at here, you can see this is a key level of support here on the daily, and also there is a daily open and close here in that area. And because this market is bull market, we are looking for possible entry again from this support level. You guys have seen in our previous session, on the London session, we had an incredible trade that we have opened and secured with profit. Now this session as well, you want to see possible entry based on our strategies. Guys, if you are enjoying the live session that I'm doing every single day, make sure you like this stream. Did you like? And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day. Now here is the support that you can see, a key level of support, and also this is the opening and close from the daily as well as the weekly time frame. So that being said, what we can see here on the lower time frame, this is the 15 minutes time frame here on Xauusd. This is where the crossover of 10 and 20 EMA that we can see in that area, and as there is a crossover of 10 and 20 EMA here in this area, that expecting this market to possibly come back below and then to give us an entry. So here what I think that the market may come back here for a deeper pullback. So that pullback is what we need for an entry, because when the market dropped for this deeper pullback, we are on the trade that we are looking at for a possible entry. So if you look at here, you can see this is a sharp rejection with a long wick pin bar in that area that you can see on gold, and expecting this market to possibly melt down here to this support level. This is a very important support here on this market, and today we can see the market drop to that level as expected. If you guys have looked at the weekly forex forecast, that's what we looked at, the weekly forex forecast, the market to potentially test that and then revert back to the upside. And we see the market has exactly done that. It dropped to that support level and then revert back to the upside from this lower time frame support here in this market. So that being said, if we look at the 15 minutes chart here, that we can see in this lower time frame here, this is head, left shoulder and the right shoulder here. And with this head and shoulder that you can see, okay, so if you look at here, you can see head, left shoulder and the right shoulder, head and shoulder. And with this head and shoulder formation on gold, the market started to break below here in that area. So that being said, expecting this market to possibly break below here, and as the market slowly turning that for a pullback, there is an increased here. If you look at here, there is a bigger zone here where this is the resistance, which is turning support here, and there is a fair value gap. If you look at, which is FVG, pretty large fair value gap. Now the question is the market coming to fill that fair value gap, or we could see a potential break from here? That's what we will be looking at in this session to see how we can trade. Now 4-hour candlestick pattern, if we see this 4-hour price action here, 1.5 an hour remaining for this 4-hour candle to close. And what I think that this candle might close potentially as a doji. Now lower time frame doji is, if you look at the 4-hour closing as a doji, we may see that this market potentially breaking again below in that zone. So at the moment, though it's a bull market, we see that there is a significant pullback in this market. So we will be looking for possible sell entry here once the market tests that level. Let me know, guys, if you are looking at here, if you are ready for an entry. As we in our previous session, guys, seen that we straight away open a position and that has given us the profit target hit. Now in this area, that if you look at, you can see this is long doji, pretty long doji here. And do you think that the market going to drop here, or it's gonna bounce back to the upside? Share your thought and opinion here in this live chat. I'm going to start a poll here to understand what's your opinion on gold. What's your opinion on gold today? Gonna be bearish? Share how you think gold is going to do. Here is a doji on the intraday perspective. So any break to the upside, the market might move a little bit in a sideways in this session here. And as the market moving little sideways in this session, so any break above is a potential for selling opportunity in this market. So if you look at the 15-minute chart here, that you can see from this support level, there is double bottom here, and with this double bottom, the market slowly If you look at here, you can see that it's trying to create series of lower high, and we see there is a series of lower high formation in this area, expecting the market to potentially trend, cross that high, grab the liquidity, and possibly to break below here. So the bias in this area is bearish. Do you think that it's gonna be bearish or bullish? I see a couple of votes here. 60% bearish, 40% bullish. Anyone different opinion, you can cast a vote. I've sent out the poll here so that you can see what majority are thinking. That will really help us also to know what you are thinking in this session on gold. And along with gold also, you will be looking at beside gold, we will be looking at also the euro dollar and British pound US dollar. If you look at here, you can see this is Gbp USD, where euro dollar as well. If you look at also pretty sharp pullback here on both of these instruments. And if you look at the daily, the market is coming to this daily support level on euro dollar, which is an important support, and 4-hour level that you can see the market coming to that 4-hour support level. This is where there is a key level daily, as the market early open with a gap. So this gap open that we can see on the daily is a possible sign of the market to remain bullish throughout the week. Do you think that on euro dollar as well is going to do that? Now, what I think, the market, you can see, has completely broken above, maintaining the trend line here. So therefore, lower time frame price action that you can see here in this support level to be tested, and then to revert again back to the upside here. So we're waiting to see the market to possibly come back here below, and then to return again to the upside here. So this is where euro dollar that you can see the market coming to the daily level, which is an important support, and from this daily support level we will be looking for potential bullish entry here, especially if the market come to that zone on euro dollar. We will be opening position in this live session here. This is the daily support level where there was also the gap open early in this Asian session. This is on euro dollar. Now looking at here on gold, that slowly the market on gold is building the pressure back below here, and the possibility for the market to drop to that support today is higher, and that support that expecting it to break that low here and potentially to create a new lower low as the market slowly coming for a pullback. Okay, so what we can see in this area on gold here, if you look at the lower time frame on the 15-minute chart, what we can see, the market is maintaining that series of lower high here. So lower high, okay, This is today's high here, lower high, lower high, lower high. The market is maintaining that series of lower high. Now, as the market is maintaining that series of lower high, the price is putting pressure on the intraday support level. We can expect the market to possibly return back below here. So even the market doesn't have, if you look at, guys, early Asian session was a massive break to the upside. You guys have seen that during the Tokyo session as well. So as this market has made its move back to the upside here, the possibility for now a pullback is higher. So for us to find the entry, the simple entry that you guys have seen in our London session live, we have entered and we have secured the profit from this 1 hour support. The market from that level has straight gone back up. Now it's getting overextended again, and as it is coming to potentially create a new lower low, the possibility for the market to test this support or even to create an overextension is higher. Here, what we need is an important area to enter into the trade. And as we mentioned earlier, we will be looking for a market that is broken from the structure. That's the basis of every trade that we will be taking, because if you want to trade successfully, especially being a successful trader, is basically what you need is a very specific confluence in the market to trade it. So specific confluence means that you wait for a break of structure in the opposite direction of the trend. Very simple. Once you can pick those specific structures, once you can see those specific structures, it becomes very easy for you to understand and to catch those areas. So to understand that, what we need is a trend, a market that is trending. Market need to drop before fly to moon, but market doesn't have good volume. There will be coming. So early you guys have seen this drop that we have seen is with the volume, right? So sometimes slower market is an indication for the next breakout, right? So if you look at here, this is now little consolidation in that area. That's the sign that the market is preparing for potential breakout or breakdown. So we are on a zone where we could see that the market to potentially come further back below here. So we are not going to enter directly on the side wave. I completely agree with you in that aspect, that this zone is a very narrow one candle range. So if you are trading on a narrow one candle range, which is not a good area to enter, but what we need here is from that range to break in the opposite direction of the trend. So the trend here is downtrend and uptrend, also a very important to look at to understand the direction of the trend, right? Understanding the trend is very important, because then we can see a possible actual direction in the market. So if you look at here, this is a range here, right? In this lower time frame, high and the low. These two are the reference points. So Reference point are important because that's where you know that what deviation we are looking at in the market. So if this market deviating from this high here, we might be able to sell. And if this market deviating from this low here, we might be able to buy upon price action confirmation. This is what we are looking at in this market. So if you look at again in this area where the resistance line, and in that resistance where you can see the market possibly to, okay, so if you look at here, you can see this is a resistance, pretty sharp resistance, and also the support here, which is a key level of support. And in that support, if you look at here, you can see this is a trend line. Now wanting to see the market possibly to break that high here and then to turn that back below. So our zone that we are looking at for possible entry is after potentially crack that resistance level. Along with also euro dollar started to trend, where we can see the market on euro dollar is slowly dropping to that lower time frame support level, which is the daily support that we can see on euro dollar. So our sell zone here on gold is break up structure to the upside at 3473 is the level they're looking for potentially break and then to enter into the trade here. All right, so we can see the market slowly trying to build that pressure here. Now, until we see that breakdown happen, our goal is to be patient here. Now, in this scenario where we are waiting for, let's also mark that level here. Now, while we are looking at potential sell, not specifically, but probably from this level, if you are looking for a possible sell in this level, 3473 or 3474 level, we are looking for an entry in that area, right? Now, will you be entering directly upon encounter of this price to that level? Or we will be looking at how the market has reacted to that level, right? So more often I find one very important question that I am being asked over and over again is that almost every day, that what level we should be selling or buying, right? What level you should be selling or buying. If you have any kind of question in your mind like that, guys, you will understand that asking that question, how should be the answer coming out of it, right? Now, if you look at this market here, this is a possible sell level on gold, right? This is true for today. Now, will we be placing a sell limit here right now? Or we'll be waiting, right? Now, very important question. Why we will not be placing a sell limit in that area and waiting, though it is an important level that we can sell, possibly for the market to break that and then revert back again. So that's where understanding the market structure, right? How the price action interact with certain levels will determine either we will be buying or selling from that level. You see, this is what more often I tell you guys, because if we look at price level 3473.87, will you be selling or buying from that level? If we predetermine that level that we will be selling from 3473, that means we are thinking that that's a good level, right? The difference between here is placing a sell limit now and placing a sell limit when the market is there. The difference is that there is only subtle difference. If you understand, it's gonna completely change the way you look at the market. That means if we place sell limit now, that means we are thinking that there might be a good level to sell. But if we are waiting for the market to go there and then to show certain kind of price action, then we are actually not thinking anything, but thinking about what others are doing. So our trading decision is not based on what we think in that case, but based on what others are doing. That's the difference between smart money trading and retail trading. Because a smart trader doesn't have their own mind. They only think what others are thinking. Because in trading, there is no specific level, it's good or bad, but what everyone thinks to be good or bad. Because when everyone sell here, it becomes a very good level for sell. Now, how do you know that everyone is selling here? When the smart money going there to sell. And when the smart money will manipulate there, the market will move in a certain way. That's a certain way that you cannot differentiate. You cannot see that kind of move in other areas. So look at here, for example. The smart money, when the smart money is selling, the market will break from the structure with one single impulse without any proper pullback. You see, that's what one single impulse without pullback is a sign of manipulation, and that's where the entry, when it breaks from the structure. I'll show you plenty of ways to predict the market, guys. This is a great time for learning because as you can see, the market slowly moving, which is a very good time for us to learn the strategy in that situation. So that being said, here what you can see in this area, that series of lower high on gold here in that area, from this support, a double bottom, expecting it to bounce back up and then to revert again in the direction of the trend here. Now, what we can see here in this area, that the market to possibly push up a little further and then to trend back down here to this support level. So here is the 1 hour and the lower time frame from the 4 hour. 4 hour doji is quite important, because once the market form this 4 hour doji that we are looking at, we easily can expect potentially a bigger move here in this market. So we'll be waiting for the market to potentially break that high and then to enter. Here we see multiple rejection. So when the market moves in a sideways, also there is another very important price action that we can look at, is false breakout and breakdown in both direction. This is how you can predict a consolidation, which way it might be breaking. That's a very well way to understand a consolidation in a market. There is an inverted head and shoulder. Waiting on break that to the upside here on gold for this potential upside momentum in this market. And in the meantime, guys, if you enjoy this live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day, including live analysis as well as the live trade that we are putting here to help the community traders. As trading is hard, right? It's hard. Do you think it's hard or easy? Depending on what you are. In my early 3486 selling trade is still running half that trade. What do you think? Go to close it. In an uptrend, dropping that much, I think it's a very good gain. But depending on your risk reward and what strategy you are using will determine either you're gonna earn or it's your trade. But I would take it. It's a good move. Yes, for sure. You guys touch 347375 sell. Yep, absolutely. If the market touched that level, 3473, 3474, it's a selling level. Eurusd, yep. TP is 3373. If the market dropped to that, because it might just move in a very narrow range for extended period of time, but we could see a breakout here, and that's where the entry is, because you want to enter from the breakout. Right. So if you look at here, that you can see it's a breakout, then we can look for that sell in this market. And that being said, guys, here we also looking for not only to enter, but also to enter with risk management. And each trade, if you are a complete beginner or advanced trader, each trade must be taken with proper lot sizing. Do you know how to do the lot sizing for any currency or on gold? If you don't know, also there's a lot of free tools available, throughout the online in different websites. You can use those tools. Okay, so you see that potentially a break to the upside here. That's what we're waiting to see. The market is being able to cross that resistance so that we can have potential sell here. Tomorrow there will be high impact news. Also, this is NFP week, a pretty big week, waiting for the market to show up its hand, and then we will be entering as soon as we can find that entry in this market. So now here is, you can see the market is maintaining this series of higher low, where expecting the price to potentially trend going back to the upside here. We see some rejection coming from the high. It's forming inverted head and shoulder here in this area. Okay, pushing back up here, guys, as I mentioned. So you see that there is an upside here, and in that upside the market has made its move back to the upside here, and from this key level of resistance you see that one single bounce back here. And if we look at the 8 year here, just 10, so there is a breakout here, and we will be selling here this market. I'll be opening sell from this trade from this level with nearly to 37, 38 pip stop loss. Not a big one, not a big stop loss for a potential drop here. Potential drop to the support. This is the second trade. So here we can see that the market has given a break to the upside here, open sell in that area, and So because there is a little higher volatility, we'll be placing a little wider stop loss for the covering of the spread. So 3479.27 is my stop loss. 3479.27, and TP target here below at 3468.55. So I'm moving the stop loss at 3479.50. There is a at this 3479, because of the widening spread here on gold that I have open sell. And if we look at the 4 hour here, we can see the market suddenly had a break to the upside here, and from the 1 hour you can see that there is a complete break above, and expecting the market to possibly to rebut again back below. As we look at, this is a complete break to the upside here with one single impulse adds to this key level. Short on gold here on from that level, though we see that there is a long-term trend to the upside here, but expecting it to have a potential rejection here. Okay, so we are on the second trade of the day. We had a previous sessions as well. There is one trade. I'm expecting it to come back. I'm below, so my entry is here. I think that many of you probably can match the entry with me. My entry at 3476.74. Can you share your entry, guys? Where is your entry? 3476.74. My entry is here, and I have a very tight stop loss. Can you share your entry? At what entry? I have only 28 pips stop loss, so running in profit at the moment. $3475.33. Can you guys share your entry so that I know who has the lowest entry before we look for any modification of the trade, because we may take profit at any point, so that I know that everyone's entry has crossed before we take any profit, before it bounce for another move or anything like that. So I would appreciate if you share your entry. We see there is a drop back below here. Would like to see further downside, and I think the market may potentially drop back below to this support level here. Pretty sharp drop. Okay, coming down. That was 69. That was 69. We didn't sell from that level. Probably it's your entry previously, but our entry should be not that low. So from the 1 minute, we see that break to the upside here, and expecting the market to potentially come back here to this neckline 3474.63. Cool. Let's wait for the market to possibly come back to this neckline, which well. Now, if the market not being able to create a higher high here, if the trend remaining here, then we could see the price to possibly come back below here. So you can see some rejection potentially coming from the high. There's a liquidity grab, and is it going to hit that to the upside here? That could be a rejection. So wait to see. Looks like a bearish engulfer on the 1 minute. Well, just running in profit. Okay, we might see now a potential rejection here. Still holding for this potential drop back below. For our market structure, we see that there is a significant bounce and potentially to come back here for another retest to this support level. You guys have seen that there is still a lot of volume in the market. That's why the market is moving again, and we'd like to see that this is the 5-minute candle closing to, with this bear candle, the market to drop again back below here. We are at entry. I'm at entry, depending on where is your entry, but expecting it to break that low. Turning into good profit at the moment. Cool. That's moving down here. I am on the trade and would like to catch some peep here. Second trade. The first one we secured 36 peep. This trade also want to secure a significant amount of peep here from this move. If the market drop here, we'll be able to catch that at least to 40 peep in one single move. Are you guys ready to catch this one as well? Welcome, Euro USD. We see the Euro USD is pushing back again. But let's focus on one at a time. That's the key. Come on. Now we want to see that trend drop back below here with this head and shoulder. Cool. We are moving in the direction. Second trade. Enjoying those trade, guys, that we are posting, the previous one as well. Okay. Would like to see further downside, possibly to test the low here. Got a rejection to the upside here. And I'm still waiting for potential trend continuation. This will be unusual if the market trend further to the upside here. Okay, so you can see the 1 minute price action as well. There's a pretty long 1 minute red doji here in that area, which is creating a bearish move in this zone. And with this bearish price action, expecting that this market to possibly come back here, break that low from that structure. At the point we are nearing to the entry, but would like to see this market to remain that bearish, maintain that bearish market structure here in this local area. So this is globally bull market though. And 4-hour price action that you can see, if we look at the 4-hour here, that's a big bullish candle. And So here there is a move back to the upside, very tight stop loss here. It's a very unusual move. So from the 5 minutes, another candle close, and might cross this high here. Start point, you can look for potential rejection. So there's a 15 minutes candle closed with a doji, and so that doji, now to see that it's gonna break that high, or we could see support test. Depending on now here how the market structure is being built, is the double top playing out or gonna break above again for a continuation. Okay, so there is a break below, and so this is last 1 minute candle that you can see getting reaction from the support level. So that could lead the price possibly to break that high, and okay, we can see the double top again, and what we're looking at here from this high, depending on which way the market wants to break here, and could still be bearish from that level or going back again to break this 4-hour high. Now, if that's the level that the market wants to respect, then could see that breaking that low. There's an overextension here, and probably could see a reversal. All right. Welcome. It started to break that low. That's where waiting to see that the market to break that swing low. Are you guys with me? So you see the market is coming back below here for that move, and so we are nearing to our entry, and would like to see that because it grabbed liquidity, it may still come back well below this support level here. All right, cool. Now here we are looking for a potential head and shoulder, head, left shoulder, and the right shoulder, head and shoulder, and then to drop down from that head and shoulder, coming below here. Coming down for another drop. I'm holding on to that. All right, cool. We see that possible drop, and If that's a head and shoulder, expecting this market to straight drop back to this order block here. And there's a massive fair value gap. If the market managed to drop that low here, we will be able to see around 41 pip, 410 points to move. Currently I'm running in profit. Would like to see that break below. I'm not closing yet until we see that the market has shown that pattern. Come on. Still getting rejection. Expecting this market to break below, but it could still break above. It grab liquidity from both direction, from this high and also from this low here. So the possibility to break in both direction, this we're looking at. All right, so it's a now visible head and shoulder on the 1 minute chart that you can see. Now that visible head and shoulder that we can see in this area, that expecting to break that low from the neckline. And as we have hold the trade so long, if the market managed to break that support here, I will be waiting for this fair value gap to fill at least certain level. That's gonna give us quite a bit of peep here. The potentially 5 minutes that we can see closing a potentially as a doji, and that doji, if the market breaks that low here from that head and shoulder, we see there is a massive fair value gap that should be coming for the market to fill that if the price is going to hit that level here. From the 5 minutes, potentially forming a 5 minutes doji, depending on how this candle closing is important to look at. So that's another candle close. And now is the market ready for a drop here, guys? We see trade is still running with me as my entry little late. I'm still running in profit here. Probably some of you are running, some of you not, but one more rejection back below can give a possibility for the market to drop back below. If I am doing anything, I will also post you an update. Running in. This is a narrow area here in this area, which is pretty sharp, narrow, dodgy. We are almost nearing to the 4-hour close that you can see, and with this 4-hour candle close, what we are seeing that the market, this is the 4-hour candle close. From the 1 hour as well, pretty strong bullish impulse to the upside here, and depending on how the market is closing, we will be able to see that the market is potentially dropping here back below in this area. Here is, you can see the market slowly breaking that low here. It's very unusual market structure here in this area. I'm still holding on to the trade. Just joining, thank you. Hello everyone. And with this one here, we are almost nearing the 4-hour candle close, and there is a 30 minutes doji also being closed here from the 1 hour pretty sharp bullish candle close. The possibility for the market to break that high is still there, but the market is creating very interesting structure here. And before the 4-hour close, how the candle closing is important, because the market here still could continue to drop and trend back below. So the market structure here on the 4-hour completely broken above this level. So if you look at the 30 minutes with a bullish candle, the market again if you look at the 15 minutes here, also doing the same kind of price action in this area, lower time frame here. And we might see new higher high before the 4-hour close. All right, another long wick candle. Still on the long wick here, and with this pretty long wick, it's a big long wick. This is the last point that I think the market for a possible break below. We see a couple of times the market has dropped to the profit zone and close it. Here is the support, expecting the market to trend back down here in this direction. Pretty sharp break below. Here's the move. I'm still holding on to that. 4-hour close coming in 5 minutes time. Expecting the market to potentially trend here to this support level, and 4-hour candle close coming here again, and that long wick, pretty long wick here, and in that long wick candlestick pattern, expecting for the market to continue to drop, potentially come back below here to this support level to create a new lower low in this market. Running in profit. Finally the market moved, the market reverse, and this is again another liquidity gap, and I'm expecting now the market to come back here to fill that fair value gap. If you look at the 4-hour, this is sharp drop here in that area, and the market is turning to be potentially bearish or bullish. Again, it's very today the market looks very unpredictable, and I'm going to close this trade with the running profit, and we might see that possibly to continue to trend back down on the 4-hour, that we can see with the 4-hour close, for the market drop a little bit downside here, but I'm going to close this trade with the running profit with me. We might see that the price to drop further back below here with the 4-hour close. So I have closed the trade with the running profit. If you trade entry late, I think there is still probability for the market to drop here. So back to back 3 sessions low here, the market showing that possibly to have a downside in this area. So you can see it's still showing possible further downside here, and okay guys, so what we see, we have closed the trade, we have secured the profit here. The market, we see there is a significant pullback possible in this market, as if we see that this is NFP week, and we can see there was a quite a few consolidation pattern. The market finally bounced back to the upside here in this market. So looking for possible further entry later. I think the market here might move extended later today in a sideway before it again bounce back to the direction of the trend. And I hope that you guys also secured profit. Can you let me know in the live chat what's the status of your trade? Because the market has dropped. I'm along. Yeah, okay. Bank holiday today, sir. Yeah, I know that. I know. So we still have volume in the market. Guys, can you let me know how many of you have secured the trade, or if you haven't opened the trade, or if you haven't secured the trade, then what's the status of your trade here? What's the status of your trade? All right, and I believe you guys enjoyed the live session, right? If you're enjoying, make sure, have you liked this stream? I see that likes is almost 1/5 of the view, so I'd appreciate if you like this stream. Smash it. Closed in profit 63 pound, 39 pound. Come on, 39 pound. Not bad, not bad for one trade. Yep, we had 2 trades today on gold in 2 lives, both of them secured in profit. So, and that's where the goal, as I mentioned earlier, guys, is to take almost all the trade, as many as possible, as that's why we have that high win rate in each of our session. So if you guys curious more about the academy, also join the Telegram here from the premium. From this Telegram, I do organize frequent Zoom classes to give some of my tricks and tips of my strategy to the community. So if you stay connected in the Telegram, where you can join me directly on the Zoom class, where also you can ask question directly, and also from those classes I do take some lucky members to join the premium group where you can access all my trading tools, strategies, trading indicators, and many other things that available for the academy, in the academy for the members. So that being said, traders, I hope that you enjoyed this live session here. If you enjoyed, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. I'll see you again very soon with another live coming up tomorrow very soon. Until that, stay well, stay happy.